I also see the camera guy wore his nifty vest again.
It's nice, huh?
Hey, you got any lip balm in there? I'm trapping like crazy.
You won't believe what just went down. Right when everyone thought the Caitlin Clark hype had reached its absolute peak, she dropped a brand new State Farm ad that has fans losing their minds. Some say it is her best commercial yet. Others claim this launches the Caitlin commercial universe, and almost everyone agrees it is surprisingly, hilariously funny. A basic 30-second spot is now the internet's newest obsession. And it isn't because the ad is dramatic or too flashy. It is clever, subtle, and strangely absurd in that unique way only Caitlin Clark can pull off. Before we dive into why this ad works so well, comment "See everything" if you are ready. This one is not what you think. The moment the commercial aired, fans knew something felt different. It skipped the usual athlete ad formula, the wooden delivery, the fake smiles, and that rushed exit we see everywhere. Instead, it brought a sense of charm and comedic timing that felt incredibly natural. Then came the twist, the talking basket pad. "Hey, Caitlin," it says. "You and me see everything you on court. Me from up here. You are 10 feet tall, runs in my family." That red padding under the hoop, a fixture in arenas for decades that nobody ever notices, suddenly became a real character. Strangely, it did not feel out of place. It felt right, like this inanimate object had actually been waiting years to finally say something. But here is the catch. This ad was not created in a vacuum. It is part of a growing brand identity for Caitlin Clark, carefully built as she rises to massive national visibility. And this moment proves just how far that branding has evolved. The concept how a talking foam pad managed to steal the show? The second Caitlin steps into frame wearing her Indiana Fever jersey, she sets the whole tone. She looks composed, relaxed, and totally at home in this environment. Then the basket pad speaks up, talking to her casually as if it has been watching her career from inches away, which it has. That is the core joke. This pad has witnessed every single game moment that fans usually only see through a screen. The logo threes, the buzzer beaters, the broken ankles, the raw reactions, the crushing heartbreaks, and the massive breakthroughs. It has been closer to her journey than any human could ever hope to be. State Farm is smart to take that perspective and really lean into it. The humor is not forced and the delivery is not overdone. The comedy just works because of the simple idea and Caitlin's natural reaction. Hey, know who else sees everything? State Farm. Yeah, they look at everything to ensure you get coverage that fits your life and budget. I also noticed the camera guy is wearing that nifty vest again. Her performance works because she does not try to outshine the joke. She avoids being theatrical or dramatic. She reacts with that subtle disbelief anyone would feel if a basket pad suddenly started talking. That realness gives the ad its charm. The timing. Why this commercial dropped at the exact right moment. To see why this ad hit so hard, you have to look at the massive moment Caitlin Clark is stepping into now. She is starting her first season as the most watched WNBA player in years. The spotlight on the Indiana Fever has absolutely skyrocketed. Major media outlets, social platforms, and lifelong fans are all tracking her every single move right now. Releasing an ad now is not just good timing, it is strategic brilliance. You know what I respect most about you, Caitlin? That I talk to a red foam pad even if it makes people awkward? No, it is that you grind night and day. State Farm has a long track record of turning athletes into household names. They have done it for generations of NBA stars, making them recognizable characters in the center of the cultural conversation. Caitlin fits into that tradition perfectly. This approach is smart because the commercial does not just sell her basketball skills. It highlights her actual personality. It shows she is sharp, observant, witty, and incredibly relaxed during these funny moments. This portrayal builds longevity, creating an image that goes beyond highlights and stats. State Farm is not just hunting for a viral moment. They are building a lasting public identity, and this spot is a major step in that direction. The branding. The start of a whole Caitlin Clark commercial universe. This is not her first ad with State Farm, but it is the first time fans see a real pattern emerging. It's like the brand is crafting a tiny world around her, where dry wit, smart storytelling, and hoops culture all collide. From those clever nods to her elite court vision to the talking stanchion pad, every single commercial shares that same sharp, consistent vibe. They feel more like recurring episodes than just random TV commercials. Pickles. It works. Buckets. Mad respect. But you know what else I respect? Gary won trivia last night. No big deal. Hey Gary, tell Caitlin about that game winner. Aaron Burr. Total wizard. This feels like a hero origin story, with a steady voice, sharp humor, and perfect world building. This isn't just some brand trying to cash in on the hype. It feels like a real investment. Just look at how the internet reacted. The moment that ad dropped, comments started pouring in from every corner of the web. Fans loved Caitlyn's comic timing and the clever concept. It was just fun seeing her in a spot that felt funny yet relatable. Many fans found it refreshing to see an ad that skipped the flashy effects and forced drama. Instead, it doubled down on a simple idea done perfectly. Viewers called it her best commercial yet, with many admitting they were shocked by how genuinely funny it turned out. The biggest takeaway was that the ad just fits her vibe. That is exactly why it works. It perfectly matches the Caitlyn fans know witty, cool, and quietly laughing at the weirdness around her. People weren't just laughing. They were sharing it and praising how naturally she carries herself without ever forcing the moment. Audiences don't connect with flashy, expensive ads. They connect with things that actually feel real. And this one does. Here is the strategy behind why Caitlyn is such a perfect partner. A giant like State Farm doesn't pick ambassadors by accident. They want figures whose influence goes way beyond the court. Caitlyn Clark is exactly that. She brings massive visibility, selling out arenas and shattering every viewership record. She reaches a huge audience, from little kids finding the game to veterans who love her elite skill and confidence. More importantly, her personality translates to the camera without any effort at all. She blends humor, humility, and truth, without it ever feeling like she is just performing. For marketers, she is a rare hybrid elite at her craft and incredibly compelling off the court. That is exactly the type of icon brands build stories around. This transition matters. Moments like this shape her future more than people realize. Pure athletic greatness alone doesn't create icons. Visibility, being relatable, and having a story all matter. Legends like Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, and icons like Sue Bird or Diana Taurasi grew their brands beyond performance. They built identities that people truly connected with. Caitlyn Clark is doing the same thing, but at a speed most athletes will never experience. Every commercial and every interview helps expand her footprint across the entire cultural landscape. This ad is just one step in a much bigger story. It feels different from typical athlete commercials. Most athlete commercials feel wooden because they don't actually capture the personality of the star. The scripts are boring, the acting is forced, and the jokes fail. This ad dodges all that. It leans into the real Caitlyn. The humor matches her vibe, the pacing fits her natural style, and the set feels real rather than staged. Everything comes together in a way that feels organic, fun, and refreshingly real. Because of that, audiences remember it, not as an ad trying to go viral, but as a moment that felt genuinely fun. State Farm didn't just drop another random ad with Caitlyn Clark. They just added a new chapter to a cohesive world, where basketball and humor mix in a way few athletes can pull off. If this is where they're headed, the Caitlyn Clark commercial universe could become a total phenomenon very soon. So now the real question is, did this ad change how you see Caitlyn? Or did it just make you look at that stanchion pad in a brand new way? Tell me in the comments. If you want more deep dive stories like this, with behind-the-scenes analysis and updates on everything, Caitlyn Clark and the Indiana Fever, hit subscribe because that next chapter is coming fast.